If you feel confused about TikTok right now, people say TikTok is dead, while other people say it's the only way to grow. If you feel like you're behind, late, or you're doing something wrong, I want you to hear this very clearly. You are not bad at TikTok, you're not late, and you're definitely not lazy. The rules change quietly and no one really explained them. And the patterns that I see consistently with small business owners look like this. You're posting but nothing seems to land. You're saving ideas but never actually filming. You're trying to be consistent but it feels exhausting. You're watching other accounts grow and wondering, what are you missing in the first place? And on top of that, you're running a business. You have clients, customers, orders, admin, and real life responsibilities. And when you add content, trends, tips, hooks, algorithms, post 3 times a day advice on top of that, of course it feels overwhelming. This has nothing to do with how hard you're trying. It's not about willpower or consistency. It's about clarity and direction. So today I want to walk you through how TikTok actually works in 2026 and how to grow your business in a way that's sustainable, calm, and aligned with real life. No burnout culture, just fully grounded in reality. If you're a small business owner, especially a service-based business owner or a product-based business owner, this particular series is for you. Before we go any further, I want to quickly introduce myself so that you know where this perspective is coming from. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm RP. I work with business owners who want to grow online without turning content into a full-time job or forcing themselves into trends that don't fit them. I've spent years studying platforms, algorithms, funnels, and buyer behavior, but more importantly, I've watched what actually works long-term for real businesses, not just creators chasing views. Everything I teach comes from testing, observing patterns, and building systems that support sales, trust, and sustainability. No hype, no shortcuts, and definitely no copy-paste or cookie-cutter advice. That's also why I'm creating this series, because I'm not interested in repeating the same surface-level advice that you see everywhere on the internet. Another thing I want to share with you is something that I've created, and it might support you if you're watching this and thinking, oh, I need more guidance in this particular area. I created the TikTok growth system for business owners. It's intentionally priced to be accessible and low barrier so that you could get a clear step-by-step roadmap, real guidance without it being a big financial decision or having to piece together advice online. It's a step-by-step system that walks you through how to build, grow, and monetize on TikTok without showing your face, without performing online, and without guessing what to do next. It covers everything from choosing a niche, creating content that actually works, using AI and automations to save you time, and turning views into income through different monetization paths. But honestly, the biggest value is the support. I do daily Zoom calls, just Q&A sessions, so that you could come in with your questions. I could give you feedback, you could bounce off some ideas, and just hit the ground running from there. It's a daily thing so that you do not have to wait for someone to advise you on something, consult with you on anything that you are struggling currently with growing your business on TikTok. If you're watching this and you're also thinking about getting more guidance, I'll link it in the description below. Feel free to check it out. And if this aligns with what you want, go get it and I'll see you on the inside. So now that we're on the same page, let's talk about how this works. I also want to quickly explain how this series is structured. This is a 5-part series, and in the first video, which is this one, we're talking about how TikTok actually works in 2026, how to grow your business, generate revenue, not just views. Part 2 is how to grow TikTok as a service-based business owner, and this includes how to build trust, authority, and generate inbound links without sounding salesy. Part 3, we focus on product-based business owners, how to show your product without making it look like an ad, and what actually drives those clicks and those purchases. Part 4, we talk about how TikTok fits into your entire marketing ecosystem, aka your marketing funnel and your buyer journey, so that you're not expecting it to do a job it was never meant to do. And the final part of the series is how to build TikTok into your marketing business ecosystem and how to use it sustainably in order to grow your business without it feeling like a burden, so that it actually lasts long term and doesn't burn you out. Each video builds on the last one, but they're also useful on their own. So let's start with the most important reframe. TikTok in 2026 is not a go viral and pray platform anymore. It's a trust building and clarity platform. The algorithm is no longer impressed by trends, flashy edits, or perfectly aesthetic videos. What it really cares about is whether your content helps the right person feel understood, helped, and guided. That's why you're seeing smaller accounts grow. Not because they're lucky, but because they're specific. People aren't just scrolling anymore, they are looking for answers, which means your job is not to entertain anymore. Your job is to be useful to someone. Now let's talk about the first thing that actually matters. Clarity beats consistency every single time. Posting every day will not save unclear messages. messaging. If TikTok doesn't understand who your content is for, it doesn't know who to show it to. And if your audience doesn't really know why they should care,
I don't get it.
they scroll away. So before you worry about how often you're posting, you need to get clear on 3 things: who you help, what problem you help them with, and what results you're known for. And that can sound like, I help service-based business owners get consistent leads without burning out, or I help small business owners simplify their marketing so it actually converts. You don't need 5 content pillars. You don't need to talk about everything you know. In fact, TikTok will punish that now. Specificity is what makes the algorithm work with you instead of against you. Now let's lower the pressure on how you show up. You do not need to perform on TikTok. You are not an influencer. You are a business owner using TikTok as a visibility tool. That's a huge difference. Instead of trying to sound polished or motivational, start documenting what you already know from real experience. Talk to the camera like you're explaining something to one client. Things like, here's a mistake I see small business owners make, or this is why this particular strategy didn't work for you. If I started today, this is what I'd do differently. Honest content beats perfect content every single time. Low energy days are allowed. Neutral days are allowed. You don't need to be hyped or high vibe. You just need to be clear and concise. Now this part is really important. Every piece of content should do one job, not 3, not everything at once. There are 3 jobs your content should have. Visibility content helps new people find you. Trust content helps them understand how you think. Conversion content invites them to take the next step. One video equals one particular job. If you try to educate, inspire, build trust, and convert all in one video, it gets muddy, and TikTok doesn't know how to categorize it. So before you post, ask yourself, what is this particular video meant to do? If it's visibility, keep it simple and clear. If it's trust, go deeper and be human. If it's conversion, be direct without pressure. This alone will clear out your content strategy so much. Now let's talk about consistency in a way that doesn't make you quit. Consistency is rhythm, not rigidity. You don't need a strict posting routine. You just need a range that you could sustain. 2 to 4 times a week is more than enough if your content is clear and intentional. Batch your content when you have the energy. Post shorter videos on low energy days. Reply to comments when you don't want to think. TikTok rewards people who stay in the game, not people who burn out in 10, 15, 30 days. And it's totally okay if your pace changes week by week. Now let's connect this to actual sales, because views don't pay the bills. As a business owner, it is important that you know that TikTok is top of funnel. It's not meant to convert cold viewers instantly. It's meant to build familiarity and trust over time. Most people who buy from you have been watching silently for weeks. They've heard you repeat the same ideas in different ways. They like how you explain things. They like your perspective. They trust your perspective. That's why repetition is not annoying, it's necessary. You're not repeating yourself for the same person. You're repeating yourself for new people finding you every single day. So if you're feeling behind, scattered, or discouraged, I want you to pause for a second and take a breath. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be trendier. You don't need to post perfectly. You need clarity, honesty, and sustainability. In every episode, I like to do a quick truth or dare. And today's truth is, ask yourself this question and actually journal about it. If I stopped trying to impress the algorithm and focused on helping just one specific person, what would I talk about differently on TikTok? Don't overthink it. Just write what comes to your mind. Because the moment you get clear on who you're speaking to and why, everything else becomes simpler. Now here's your dare. Before the end of this week, I want you to post just one video with one intention only. Not to go viral, not to be perfect, just to be useful. Talk to the camera as if you're explaining something to a client or a customer. Share one insight, one mistake, or one lesson you've learned. That's it. If you're watching this thinking, I need more guidance while I do this, not just information. That's exactly why I created the TikTok growth system for business owners. It's intentionally priced to be accessible, and it walks you through everything step by step, from niche clarity to content creation to monetization. You also get access to daily Q&A Zoom calls where you can ask me questions and get real-time feedback as you apply it. You don't have to figure it all alone. I'll just link it in the description below so that you could check it out. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how this applies to your specific business and how to use TikTok without burning out or overcomplicating it. Remember, you're not late. You're just getting started with better information. And I'll see you in part 2.